Hi, Mel here. The silliest thing I ever did on a date was to show up in a bleach blonde wig and pretend to be Gigi from France and remain in character throughout the entire date. The most adventurous things I've done are plenty. One that stands out and that I'm actually kind of proud of, which could be illegal, so I'm glad this is confidential. I went down on my partner in the seat of a plane. We were in the back of the plane. There weren't other people around us. And the trick is to do it during landing because that's when the flight attendant has to be buckled in the jump seat. So I even nailed the landing with no teeth scrape when the wheels hit the ground. So that was good. Another time, Sleep No More, when they first opened, we sort of wandered around the rooms and found a private spot, and he went down on me. And another time that stands out as really magical was overlooking the ocean. We had sex in a spiral staircase inside of a lighthouse that was actually on the ruins of the ancient Mayan goddess of fertility. Happy to report I did not get pregnant, so another score. Yes, I find it very easy to speak openly about my sexuality and desires. Duh, I wouldn't be good at my job otherwise. I'm a sexologist. I did learn from a young age that I'm in the minority when it comes to being comfortable about these subject matters, and that's part of why I do what I do, because sex is this great thing. It's why we're all here. We wouldn't be here without it, and how ironic none of us talk about it. So, a huge part of my job is to facilitate more and more of these conversations. And in fact, I truly believe that had we been talking about sex in a normalized, comfortable way, we wouldn't see a lot of the abuses and things coming out like Me Too to the extent at which we have. What role does sex play in your life? Oh, I ask that question to audiences rhetorically all the time. So I love that you guys asked that. I would say, in general, sex is an overall part of my mental health, my health and well-being. It strengthens the immune system, it relieves stress, and orgasm has been proven to reduce pain by 50%. So that excuse, oh, I have a headache, it doesn't bid well with me, because if you have a headache, you should probably have sex to get rid of your headache. In terms of sex, partnered or solo, masturbation, I find it to be a way of finding my pleasure and my power, my self-awareness, being in tune with myself. It's a great way to check in with myself and see how my erotic psyche, or my overall psyche, is evolving in general. And I would say with my partner, I look at sex playing the role of giving us a journey to go on, a way to escape the monotony of daily life and life building, so that we can go over and have fun and play in a creative, imaginative way. It's also a way for us to work out some of our tensions every once in a while, which is also quite good. Have I ever experienced low sexual desire? Absolutely not, but I know that might not always be the case. My mother came to me several years ago. She was getting ready to go through menopause. She always had a very high sex drive like myself, and she was beside herself. She was really upset. She didn't feel like herself, and she came to me with these problems, and I thought, wow, I talk to so many girls my age and younger, and there's this whole generation and part of our lifetimes that we in my industry as sexologists and practitioners don't always, talk about. And we're taught about sex from a young age when our hormones are raging, and then we get older and our sexuality changes throughout our lifetime. So I do realize that, I might not always have this drive, and it does change throughout our lives, and it's a real issue, especially for women going into menopause or living through menopause. What advice would I give someone struggling with their experiences related to sex and desire? That's a pretty blanket question. Being a sexologist, I would say go see a sexologist or a mental health practitioner or doctor first. and really evaluate, has this person been through trauma? Have they come from, a cultural background where, most people are all from a cultural background where sex is shameful, but some more than others. Have you always been struggling with this, or is this a new thing? There's so many variables to address and look at before I could just say, here's your solution, go do this. But at the end of the day, if this was a new thing for them and they hadn't recently been through trauma or, a major stressor in their lives such as death or moving or a career change, then I would say, maybe it's time that I work with your doctor, and the three of us working together, we can look at some solutions, get a hormone test run, get some blood work done, and find out what's going on and dig deeper.